Last time on Shadow Piece, after multiple twists and turns, Absalom managed to defeat the hunter Ulrich. But one thing has become very apparent to him. One shouldn't underestimate the people of Elbaf. The giant warriors are very powerful, and now it is easy to understand why the world government has a lot of respect for them. With the battle behind them, they can finally enter the island of giants. Seeing a world with proportions multiple times larger than normal is a spectacle itself. Not only the flora, but also the fauna. No wonder giants are so strong if they have to deal with brown bears that are 10 times bigger than the ordinary one. The sun is already slowly setting and Hyrodine is guiding the group to the closest village. Spending the night outside is an unnecessary danger they don't need to take. While every non-giant is visiting this island for the first time, their reactions vary a lot. Absalom looks cautious and stays on alert to his surroundings. After having just battled one of the island's strongest, he is not sure what to expect of the other things here. Sanji and Perona are surprised and excited about all kinds of things. Seeing cute animals but in their giant versions makes Perona squeal about wanting a pet like that. Meanwhile, Sanji is thinking about if the giant versions taste different compared to the normal ones. And Moria, well, he doesn't seem to care too much. Compared to a massive dragon, all these animals are a bit lackluster. I think Moria can't get Kaido out of his head even after defeating him. Well, technically speaking, he also thinks about Laughtail and the One Piece a lot, but Kaido is up there in the rankings in his brain. The group continues to march for a while until they see some lights. They all know that they are walking to a village, and yet when the buildings enter their sight, they still got surprised. It slipped their mind over and over again, but they are on Elbaf, so even a small house in a village is over 50 meters big. Some giants are still working outside, others are talking to each other in a bar, and another group is standing at the village as well. Besides being tall, everybody here is basically just a normal human. For the giants, the small creatures are just as much of a rarity as they themselves are for them. Well, recently they saw a lot of them gather up in a village of Elbaf and even got to spectate a battle between two different groups. These humans never fail to entertain. Together they enter a building that turns out to be an inn. For one night it is more than enough and they even offer food as well. So after getting 6 rooms, 5 for the new giant warrior pirates and 1 for the rest of them, they get something to eat. At first you might think 1 room for the Thriller Pirates and Sanji wouldn't be enough, but remember that the beds in Elbaf are made for giants, over 20 meters long and at least 50 meters wide. It is an easy fit for 4 humans. Even if Moria is also a bit bigger than the average human, I guess. The portion size of their dinner is incredible, so sharing 1 meal with all 4 is also enough. For Sanji, this culinary experience is the highlight of the day, even if the battle earlier in the day has taught him a lot as well. Normal conversations are being had until a giant child approaches the strangers. Hey, are you guys humans? With childlike innocence, he just looks at Maria and the rest. If you guys are humans, you must know Chief Shanks. He's the coolest and strongest. One day I will join his crew. The boy holds up a wooden sword, all proud, meaning no harm at all. Hyrodine and the other giants are seemingly nervous. They don't know Moria and the Dark Messiah all that well, so how will they react to such a statement? Moria laughs loudly. In fact, he laughed so loud that everybody sitting in the building looks at their table.
Oh boy, let me tell you, I met Shanks once and he was crying so much back then.
For a second the boy is taken aback before hastily replying,
Shanks wouldn't cry, he's the proudest and coolest warriors of them all, you must be lying.
Moria's statement shook up the entire place, even if it hit the kid the hardest. The Shadow Emperor stands up and wags his finger.
No, you misunderstand. Shanks cried like a little child, but who is to blame him? It was the day his captain died. You could say his father got killed.
For the Thriller Pirates, this is a new place and they don't know how much the giants actually know about Shanks. Maybe the adults have heard this story before, but for the child idolizing Shanks, it probably is big news. the mother pulls her child away, giving Moria a look that basically says, "You could have said anything else." With this situation, Absalom got curious and asked Hyrodine, "Say, this place seems like a Shanks fan club. What is the red hair Yonko to you?" Only a small saving grace. Luckily enough for the new giant warrior pirates, the Strawhat Pirates are not enemies with the red hair pirates. At this point, Stanson jumps into the conversation. "Red hair Shanks is the protector of our island, even though we don't need protection. Being a country under a Yonko keeps the world government away. While our crew isn't directly affiliated with Shanks, our predecessors, the original giant warrior pirates, are part of his pirate fleet." Rory and Broggy, the captains of the crew, always made fun of us when we were still children. Well, in an endearing way, I would say. Gert adds on to that. Hyrodine always said he would become a Yonko himself and prove that he is stronger than them. After all, being part of a Yonko fleet and being a Yonko yourself is a big difference. The group glances at Hyrodine, who is blushing slightly from getting his childhood dream revealed like that. "Dark Messiah, Moria, just ignore her. We are now part of your fleet, and you are also more than qualified to be an emperor. Only because the world thinks you lost the war against Kaido and Moria died. Otherwise you would have gotten that title instead of this crocodile." All in all, the group is just having a good time together. It has been a while since the Strawhat Pirates had such a normal and casual conversation. Even in the weeks after the raid, every discussion in Wano was about politics this, politics that, how to keep Kaido under control, and how to make Wano flourish again. As the country of samurai is now the territory of the Strawhat Pirates, all these topics also concern them. But as pirates, they would much rather have a more light-hearted conversation. Just enjoy the world. Having fun and experiencing joy together are key parts of being pirates. While only the visitors got something to eat, as the giants are currently fasting, that didn't stop anybody from dancing and singing together, turning this normal night into a party. This lasted well into the night, so it's no surprise that nobody woke up before noon. With the sun at its zenith, Moria and the others walk out of the inn. They don't have any specific plans, but Hyrodine said that he wanted to bring them to a certain location. He's being quite secretive about it. All the Strawhat Pirates know is that this is somehow connected to the giants fasting currently. Remembering the journey to reach Elbaf, Moria recalls something about a winter solstice festival or something like that, and it being a crucial part in a yearly Elbafian tradition. People seeing them walk by greet them gleefully. Some even show special interest in who of the humans caused 5 bells to ring at the Titan's Gate. Hearing that it was Absalom and then Hyrodine adding on more stories about the Dark Messiah's greatness makes some of the giants very excited. Such a great figure is visiting them. That is much more interesting than a certain rookie that recently lost a battle here. But there are also other reactions. After hearing Absalom was the one to pass the Titan's Gate challenge, sadness and disappointment can easily be noticed on some of their faces. And this situation requires another session of explanation that even stung Hyrodine's heart a bit. If he was an Elbaf and didn't know who made 5 bells ring, he would probably also expect someone else to arrive in the island. One of the few people that got 5 bells to create sounds was the older brother of Prince Loki. Everybody loves Loki, but he wasn't always the only heir to the throne of Elbaf. Once upon a time there was a prince called Thor, and he had what most giants thought was the biggest potential to have ever been seen in a giant. He could have become the greatest warrior of Elbaf there was ever been. However, one day he just disappeared, not even leaving one trace behind, and today nobody knows if he even is still alive. And yet they do believe he is somewhere out there. Such a great warrior wouldn't just vanish and die. For sure is somewhere making a name for himself, and sometime in the future, whenever he is ready, he will return to Elbaf. That is what most giants want to believe. And knowing that he has once rung 5 bells, everybody's expectation rise when they hear the sound of them coming from the Titan's Gate. Well, this is awkward, so Absalom gave every giant wrong hope for the return of their prince, and in the end it was just a random human. But in the end, all that has nothing to do with him. If anything, they are more interested in what Hyrodine is going to show them. It's a long way from the border of Elbaf to the center, so it already takes half a day to casually walk over there. This place is the capital of Elbaf, also known as Midgard. Together with this place, the island can be separated into 9 different areas. According to Hyradine, the 9th area is somewhere where almost no giant has ever went to or will go to in their life. What is important right now is in front of them. The giant captain points at a man-made plateau. And this is what I wanted to show you. The highlight of our Winter Solstice festival. After fasting for a long time, a fighting tournament will start, and a winner will be rewarded with 2 prizes. The group is listening in closely. If this is what Hyradine has been secreted about, it better be something big. First is one request to our king, and he has to do his best to fulfill that request. And second is a gift we received from God himself. The victor of our Winter Solstice Festival tournament will get this devil fruit. Hyradine gestures toward a devil fruit that is being kept safely in a podest. One day it just appeared at the lake where the Dark Messiah battled yesterday. But that shouldn't be possible, as the Titan's Gate blocks entry to the island. So it could have only been a god that gave us this present. Moria smiles.
Gods, huh? So this is what we should focus on for now. Bring it on, Elbaf.
To be continued. This is the end of today's episode of Shadow Piece. I hope you enjoyed it and look forward to how these things with this devil fruit are going to turn out. Because you already know what this type of devil fruit can do. But I guess all that's left for me to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro, out.